Okay, and welcome back. We're in the castle of the Golden Ford. And this, I think, is the area where the boss of this castle happens to be. No reason not to rob the place blind before we go any further. Now, I'll just top up my health and things here by eating some roast poultry and an apple. There we go. Do a little quick save. Okay. Can I lure these guys out? Oh! Ow! Ow. Okay, I have defeated one of them. Getting low on mana potions. Okay. If she's a mage, what does Psychosis do? Does 2 magic damage per second for 8 seconds to humans and creatures. Interesting. If she's a mage, then lightning is the correct choice, because that drains your mana. Although possibly I can just sneak out of here. I'm the vermin who... I missed that. I'm the vermin who killed presumably all her servants. Yes, okay, great. Well, that's one of the 3 enemies down. Now we'll go back in with a little tactical withdrawal. See if we can't knock out the mage herself. Dum dum dum. Where are they? Sneaky, sneaky. Little quick save and then... Okay, this could be good. If I've only pulled the skeleton, which it looks like I have, then I may be able to take the skeleton out. Alone, without having to fight the mage at the same time. That would be... Whoa! Oop. Big dodges. Big skeleton deaths. Anything unique on you? Ooh. Some steel arrows. Maybe I should poison her before get all strategic on this. Hunting longbow. What have I got? 20% weaker to magic for 30 seconds. That could be very handy. Oh, aversion to fire. 20% weaker to fire. I've got a protection potion from shock, so I'll take that because she's clearly interested in shooting me with shock damage. Alright. Let's see if I can get a sneaky snipe on her. She resisted. Boo! Boo. If we hit with both of these. Ow! That appears to have drained her mana. That may be wrong. And boom! Down you go. Dorha Dal Goldenford. Well, to be fair, I don't see why she didn't want to have a chat with us. I mean, she could have convinced me to go mine some fancy ore for her or something, but instead... Ooh, didn't mean to make you completely naked there, lady, but you had a magical robe on, and I was not going to let that pass. The Chronicles of Goldenford. You know what? I'll actually read this. These are the last times I will write down in our chronic... In our chronic? I guess like a chronicle. For now. In order to bring a little bit of illumination into the darkness which has us in its cheerless and misty claws for already quite some time. My decision is set. We will leave Goldenford. We, the inhabitants of this castle, are educated in healing herbs and life-giving magic, but the grip of a sword, something only the fewest of us have ever held, and for this a fight seems impossible. Also, it is too late to call for help, for I am not willing to wait for further weeks for a messenger from Ark, and in the process lose the life of more men and women. Maybe, at the end, this disaster is our own fault. Even if I can only assume for now, for this bizarre sickness roaming through our walls has so far never shown its face, nor let one of us remain sane long enough in order to work our magic for protection. This sickness is not controllable and is spreading like a wildfire, so fast that we almost can't inhume all the affected. It is a too high risk. Today, we will have our last meal in these halls, and then we shall leave without hesitating. So, maybe when the miners say this stuff appears to be driving us insane, you don't just ignore it and bring more of it into your castle. Just a thought, maybe they were right, and you should have listened. Doesn't quite match the subject, but creative interpretations and all. Fine, yeah, sure. Ooh. A helmet, an enchanted helmet. Let's see, is that any good? What am I currently wearing? Just wearing an iron helmet. It is, and it's better than my current one. Well, my current helmet can stay here while I take that. Arcane Enchanter. Enchantment. To enchant an item, you must know an enchantment and have a filled soul gem to power the enchantment. Enchantments are learned by disenchanting, destroying enchanted objects. Okay, well, let's learn that one. Let's learn this one. Let's learn this one. Let's learn... Ooh, that one actually sounds really, really handy for us. May keep it. We'll learn that one. Now, let's enchant this sword here. Absorb health. Absorb 5 points of health. Yeah, let's absorb... Now let's go for the full 6. Why not? Soul gem. A common soul gem. 6 points of health. How many charges? 14 charges. Okay. We'll name it the Babby Vampy Swordy. There you go. And craft. Yes. Go. Made ourselves the Babby Vampy Swordy. That'll be good. That'll keep us alive. Okay. I think there's a soul in this room because of all the spooky sounds and, of course, the horrendously mutilated corpse. What have we got here? Things I don't remember which ones I've got and which ones I haven't. Oh, I know. I just take the ones that haven't been read. Let's see. Net of Souls, that's the one I want. That was expected. Marius Dal Goldenford. Nice. Probably some relative of the Mad Mage. Ooh. A jewel. Take that. Eerily quiet in here now that I've absorbed that soul. Well, that appears to be a successful trip into the castle Del Goldenford. I've killed the big boss. I'll just rob the place blind before I go. Fine clothes. What's it worth? 45. Fine. I will load myself down with more stuff. What else do we have? Have I robbed all these? Blueprints. I hope I find a place to drop all this stuff. If there's no house in this game, I'm just going to be, well, I guess I'll sell them to a library. That's what I'll do. I'll start selling them on my own website. I'll be the magical fantasy Jeff Bezos. So it all begins. You start selling books and soon you're running the world. Okay, let's get out of this castle. I'm rather surprised I haven't found any gold goblets in here, because that well wanted me to find one, but if there is one, I've missed it, so... Oh well, further adventures. This is a great game for this sort of gameplay, you know, it's like... You have a queasy feeling. Yes, same thing as before. It's one of these games that is very good for, you know, romping around in, bopping around and looting all the ruins and finding all the loot. Switch back to fire. Haven't even been to like the first village. Oh. Oh. That's unpleasant. I can't get him down, but maybe it's one of those miners from before. I mean, to be fair, I'm surprised he didn't like cut himself down. I mean, all the other dead guys are walking around. Why not him? Could be. More alchemy ingredients. Come here, alchemy ingredient. Brilliant. Well, there's got to be a faster way down here than taking the normal route. Like a sucker. Here we go, look. And there's even something cool over here. Let's quick save. Yeah, I knew it. They don't just... They don't just give you cool things. Not without something to attack you. I don't even know what these do. I'm just picking them up out of a force of habit. You know, sometimes I'm just silent. I'm just listening to the music. Whoa. and enjoying the scenery. But you know, the music is. I mean, you're constantly being attacked by everything, so it's not like you can really relax. But the music is quite. I mean, it's not always. Sometimes it's creepy, but it's quite serene and relaxed. You're just listening to the lovely vibe. Oh. And then you hear a horrible wolf howl and you think, oh no, we'll be attacked again. Ah, this is the other side of that little door I found before. Yep. Here we are. Look, it all comes full circle. There's a little staircase. Is there hidden items on the roof? No. Oh well. Do not fall down there. You won't be able to get back out without using the console. Okay, fair enough. I wanted to explore this area anyway. It looks pretty cool on the map. What's that? Nothing. Nope, a little bit of loading there. Can I loot these? No. Okay. Very. It's very nice music as well. Quite like it. Whoa! I walked straight into those. Excuse me. I'll just. Like, do I really want one piece of bone meal? And the answer is, no, well, sure, I guess. Here we are. In one of these. I remember these structures from Skyrim, but I imagine they're different in this game because a lot of things are. Old Sheriff. Okay. Or Sheriff. We'll find out, won't we? I predict lots of spiders, some undead, and... Oh! Right off the bat. Point blank. I like that little... He's giving me a little challenge there. You have no more mana potions, do you? Okay. Well, then I guess it's time to try our little Babby Vampire Sword. And let's drop these two other shields since we've got this oak flesh. That's right, perfectly timed. Ooh, Arcane Fever. Uh-oh. What was that? This wall looks brittle. Okay, you don't bash it down. I think that thing in the middle gives me Arcane Fever. But is there any loot in this room? A couple of crystal coins. Some bone meal on the bodies. Okay, but what's that? Oh, it's the shield I dropped. I'll just avoid the centre of the room. Because this doesn't give you Arcane Fever, but oh, this one's not lit up. Okay, that was the puzzle. Oh yes, I should eat some of my mushrooms. Make sure I get my Oh, an ice claw. Delicious. Delicious! Gotta get those ice claws down your throat. And a mana fungus. And eat a whole pumpkin. Just on the fly. And let's pick some magic. I'll go with Trusted Fire. Mostly because I haven't got anything else. I mean, like, let's see what else we've got to try. Grave Curse. For 7 seconds, health regeneration on token is 15% slower. Let's try this. Yes! Die! So that I can see if the effects of this spell do anything. Jesus! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, is this game about to crash? It might be. I may have pushed it just a little bit too. And I did. There you go. Well. It was a very impressive spell, but looks like it may have been just a bit too much for the Enderal engine to take. Just give it a minute and I'll see if I can boot it back up. Okay, and we're back. Okay. Well, that was a tiny bit annoying, of course. But, you know, what do you expect? It's a mod pack. It's going to have some... It's going to have some issues like this occasionally. Just on a different subject, a few days ago in America, the Supreme Court Justice, might have been a couple of days ago now, Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. She's sort of a very old lady, and just, you know, she had bouts of cancer and things, and that's it, she popped off. So if the American elections weren't tense enough already, and with enough to play for in them, well, now everyone's worried about, you know, potential Supreme Court justices, or one justice being flipped to making it left wing or right wing or any of that, and it's tension through the roof. I think maybe the problem is that the Supreme Court justice got a little bit too much power, you know. If it wasn't, as you know, the Supreme Court's meant to be there sort of as to make the last decision on things that can't otherwise be resolved, but they kind of don't, do they? I mean, it's if the Supreme Court can rule whether or not you can have an abortion or not. They can rule on all sorts of things. And it's just a lot of power to have in an unelected body. And maybe that's why it's become a little toxic. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Boom. I've got like no mana left. But the little tiny bursts I have... Okay, that's not going to work. I'm just going to flip over to... Yeah, so good luck in America, I guess, is all I can say. I hope you manage to resolve your various political issues. But, I don't know, maybe the judgment of whether or not laws are in alliance with the sort of hierarchy of laws America has, you know, the treaties and the Constitution, shouldn't be made to be so political, should be something that should be determined more democratically. But I'm no expert on civics, and certainly not American civics, so feel free to dismiss my opinions on this if you know better about the subject than I, which I'm guessing most people do, and if you don't know better, you probably know at least as much as I do. Okay, let's throw one of these on. You see, this does more damage. I'm going to flip over to lightning. Yes, abuse your pathing. Your pathing isn't good enough for this fight. There we go. Now let's see about regenerating our health. Some stew and a pumpkin. Empty, empty, empty. Okay, nothing on them. Some ancient crystal coins. These are like the equivalent of the Dwarven ruins in Skyrim, if anyone remembers that game, and I'm sure you do. Very popular game, a lot of fun. I wonder what their significance is in this game. I imagine it's, you know, the people who were the, you know, maybe who originally preceded these Lightbearer folks, who became gods or whatever. Maybe that's the plot. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing out guesses here, but that could be pretty good. Now, let's take those spare parts as well. They don't weigh very much. And some spider eggs. Now, the question is, I've got two turnings here. Do I go this way? Or do I go that way? Let's go this way for now. Do a little quick save. That way, if and when something horrendous murders me. I like go quiet when I start sneaking around corners. It's like, I just want to listen. Can I hear anything? Ooh. The conserve mana firing strategy appears to have been fairly successful. Yeah, that works. Fire it in like little bolts. Use barely any mana and totally destroy the skeleton scum. I mean, I say skeleton scum. I mean, this is their home. I'm breaking in here, but that's what being an adventurer is all about. Kick down the doors, murder everything in sight, take everything of value. Yes. And it's very good that The Witcher was so successful when they made it into a Netflix series. That was great. And you got Henry Cavill to play it. Because I really like playing The Witcher 3, 2 and 1. I mean, 1 was kind of... It's a little bit like a bit of a Diablo clone. You know, it wasn't super complicated or super sophisticated. But, you know, it had its own little flourishes, its own little way of doing things. Like events, there'd be like... Events would change the course of the story and... You know, in small ways, but you know, it was still great. And then they came out with The Witcher 2, which was just a massive increase, and they produced it so incredibly cheaply as well. I think it was something insane, like it cost them $10 million to make, and for $10 million they came up with just, you know, what was effectively a AAA game. Really good stuff. And I guess that's what's made CD Projekt Red. Whoa there! Oh, oh, big Nelly. Oh, you're quick. You are quicker than I was expecting. That's right. Get stuck on the geometry. What the heck was I even talking about? The Witcher, yeah. And then they made The Witcher 2 was what really... Oh, here we go. The Witcher 2 really took off in an amazing way, and that's what you know, made them such an enormous amount of money for such a small layout, and they were all doing things like, you know, the old small studio things of just eating ramen noodles and living in tiny one-bedroom apartments to produce that. Many parts of this letter are covered with blood. Some parts are still readable. The following passage strikes you as interesting. Then we do it like this. I will go to the old toll station in the Heartland, and you search together with Hector for this old grave mound at Suncoast. Don't forget what the old man told us. It may be a ruin, but with the red madness everyone keeps talking about right now, we should be prepared to bash in one or more heads. So, we shall meet again in the Nomad in Ark Crazy if there's any truth to the rumour we are rich. They say this strange geezer is paying enough for all armour pieces that you can spend decades and each day with another girl at the Silver Cloud, or in your case with another guy. This will be our big thing, old man, I tell you. Okay, so there's some kind of armour set. There's a piece of it in here that's valuable. That's nice to know. I think I might have already been picking up armour sets. Pieces of them anyway. Let's continue that, shall we? I mean, honestly, I was quite surprised that it was not awful, because often you get a video game, a computer game as we call them, and just converted into a movie or a TV show, and they are atrocious. I mean, just the worst. Like, usually in-name only productions that have got next to nothing to do with the original material. Ooh. And you suffer through them. They are not artistic masterpieces, you know. Alone in the Dark springs to mind, but there are others. There are many others. It's like they take the name, but they don't really bother producing it. I mean, it makes me wonder why buy the name if you're not going to produce something that vaguely resembles the thing you're trying to produce. Oh, you didn't even get to walk on the trap. I'll and what was that awful Final Fantasy movie? The Spirits Within, yes. I mean, that was, at least you could argue it was based on Final Fantasy, but it was not good. That was actually produced by the video game studio themselves. Apparently they made another one later, which was supposedly better. Wouldn't know, never played it. Right, let's take the deep dive, looks like, into the Old Sharath assembly chambers. Whoop! Ooh, and boosh. Okay. A little underwater area. Fun. Just give me a second. Do I have like an underwater potion? I must. If there has been one, I probably snagged it. Looks like no. This will do. Oh, you cannot cast this spell while in water. That is very inconvenient. Okay, well, we'll have to get through this area reasonably quickly then, won't we? Or go into little pockets of air like this, yeah. Hopefully I won't end up like all those kids in, Thailand? Was it Thailand? Where they all went underground on a big camping trip and the flood waters rose and they ended up stuck there. At least stuck for a while. I mean, they did eventually get them out, otherwise I wouldn't bring it up. And I remember reading on Twitter, Elon Musk had an idea about we could use a big inflatable tube, and I remember thinking, because a lot of people praise that idea, but I remember thinking that's not a very good idea. First of all, we don't have a big inflatable tube. We don't have a big inflatable tube factory, so it'll take us a very long time to get this big inflatable tube ready. Second of all, what if it gets caught on something? What if it snags? What if it gets a puncture? These are all problems that you have with the big inflatable tube, whereas in the end they went in with divers, anesthetized the children, and then dragged them through the water while they were unconscious, until they managed to get them out, and that worked pretty well. So, excellent. Well, this is like got some strange particle effects in this room. Into sneak mode. Scissors, scalpel, giant skull. Nice. More magic books. Let's read them. gain our spells. And here are spell terms. Good stuff. What have we got? Firebolt, so I can shoot like a little ball of fire. Anything else? I did read 3 of them. Should have paid attention to what they were. Summon a mystical battle axe. Okay. But I got an ice spell. Am I blind? Am I missing it? I might be. Oh, whatever. Zu Sherath's chest. Ooh, a scroll of teleport to Riverville. If there's a big boss in there, maybe I should try and give them the old soul track treatment. That might be a good idea, although is anything like Skyrim or any of the other Elder Scrolls games, I'll probably need a more powerful gem. Floating fish. Okay, quick save because there's a few of them in here. Ooh! I don't know who this guy is, but... Oh yeah? Who's the greatest Sith Lord? It is I! Brilliant. Well, you should have thought twice about... Great. That. That was a surprisingly easy fight. Oh, great. More human flesh for my collection of human flesh. What even is this? Oh, it's like a spooky underground temple. Looks like a sort of church or something. Well, that's dark, isn't it? Let's collect their human flesh while we're at it, but it's pretty dark. Blimey. You died so that I may collect your flesh to make some kind of alchemy potion at some stage. Thank you. Thank you, good sirs. Am I going to get arcane fever from standing in front of this thing? No? No, apparently not. So this is where I would have thought arcane fever would be. Very likely. Anything on the other side? Anything behind it? Nothing there. What about behind it? No. Okay. I wonder what the story is behind this place. I guess this is one of the Lightborn or the temples, and Zug Sheroff, or whatever his name is the high priest here, and became an undead lich after their god vanished or died or whatever. What's his name? Zu Sherath. Interesting. Actually, did we get some cool armor pieces? Oh, and look, we've got Saladrin's Touch. And we don't need 2 copies of that. Get 2 copies of that. Get 2 copies of that. Okay. Magic. What's this spell? Saladrin's Touch. Transforms the ore of a dull ore vein into pennies. So I can transform into money directly. That's a good spell. What? Well, I say it is. I mean, I don't know how many I'll get. It might be rubbish. Let's see. We got Set of the Mysterious Nomad. Psionics and light magic spells whilst increasing our mana. Regenerate our mana faster. Alright, put that on, that's good. Block more, sneak more. Get better prices in shops. Okay. Ah, and of course 30 coins. Take them. Okay, that was weird. 30 coins. Ah, take all of them, yes. A book I've already read, and 4 spare parts. Ah, the 30 coins are alright. Arcane Enchanter. Let's break some things down. No, we haven't got anything to break down. Anything we can... No, we'll save. We haven't got anything to break down, and there isn't any enchantments I want to make, so we won't bother doing that. Well, okay then. This is the way out, I guess. Whoop. Anything up here? Nope. Wonder where this puts us. Find out. Got some spell book, some cool loot, a magical wand, some pieces of armor, which apparently are being collected, so maybe more valuable than they would initially appear, and we appear out here in this pond. Let's collect these. Right, well, I think that should be enough recording for today. Next time we'll venture off to in this direction, explore over here and see what we can do there. Until next time, I'm Ed, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers.